Okay. Last time, the one that they had in the convocation, I mean, that place there, the general farewell, was that also part of the university or?
See, our school had given me farewell.
Uh-huh.
That day, Nehuta also gave me farewell.
Oh, so there are a lot of farewell parties.
Uh-huh. You people have given me there. Then after that, our department was a grand farewell because they cook their
Yeah.
community
Yeah,
hall.
community hall. I was there, sir, but
Then yesterday, our student association, my community, Mar Student Association, they come and give me farewell.
That's good.
So many farewell.
And today will be your last farewell.
Yeah. Now I will not be doing any other thing except uh, charge service I am doing, charge work I'm doing. Right now I am the chairman of Presbytery of Evangelical Free Church of India, Meghalaya.
Okay.
Then I am chairman of local church of Modernity, EFCI, Evangelical Free Church of India. So mainly I will be devoting my time there. And plus I have two projects.
Okay.
One is that our religion, that is traditional religion of the Mar people.
Oh, the one you told me about.
Yeah, we were becoming Christian way back in 1910. And in around 1930, people already left the traditional religion and they were converted into Christian. Since then, no practice. Now we are 10% Christian.
Okay. And which region is this, sir?
We are scattered, Mar are scattered. We are here in most of the northeast state only.
Okay.
Majority will be in Mizoram, but many of Mar in Mizoram, they are not speaking Mar language. They are speaking Mizo. But quite a sizable chunk of Mar population, they are still speaking Mar language. And now the nomenclature Mar has been, you see, maintained by people in Manipur. Manipur, this Persol district is completely Mar dominated.
Okay.
And plus in Chorachandpur, we were having big villages like Saikot, Rengkai, then Saidan, Silmat, Marveng. These are big ones. Apart from the town in Chorachandpur town, so many people are, Mars are there. And even in the Meghalaya, this Sutunga area, this Biate and Mar are same.
Oh, like that.
Yes. All those who are, all those who are living with Mar community, even in my village, so many Betes are there. They are speaking the same language. Of course, here in Meghalaya, since they are separated for quite some time, they are almost trying to maintain separate identity. But they also know that we are not much different.
I see.
So like that, not only that, in Tripura, you see, there are they will not call themselves Mar, but Darlong, Halam, all these group we belong to the same group. And linguistically, you see, John Shakespeare, he said, all cookie and new cookie. All cookie means those people in whose alphabet they have R. But those whom John Shakespeare classified them as new cookie, they don't have R in their alphabet. Like Thado, Simte, Paite, Waipai. This group are linguistically they are G group.
Okay.
So they don't have R in their language.
I see. What you are trying to write about, so is it of the community as a whole or a specific group of?
No, because you see, if you look back about the traditional religion, from village to village also, practices are slightly different. But by and large, the concept of God, the concept of these sacrifices are more or less the same, irrespective of the community. Because uh, even when after coming here, I am appointed as a professor of culture. So I try to understand about Jaintia culture, Khasi culture. I study a bit of this culture. And there are many, many similarity in your traditional practices and our traditional practices as well.
Yeah.
Not much different. So many similarity are existed.
At least as hills people, I think there will be a lot of similarity.
Yeah, the only difference now is in this Kasi Jaintia, there are still people who are practicing about Niyam Trey, Seng Kasi. We don't have people to practice as of now. So we have already left way back in 2000, no, 1930 around, 1930, 31.
That long?
Yes. That is the reason why now uh, a person like me also, I am not a practitioner. I was born as a Christian. But then when I was born, at least there are people who were converted into Christian, who were witnessing practices of traditional religion. So we are still having people of those generation. So I have met them. So I have collected this data since from 2010. Apart from whatever I learned when I was young. But I keep in mind this purpose. I have started collecting about data since from 2010. So, and you see, as per our history, we said we are from central China. Way back, years we don't know. Then we come through this Myanmar, then through, when we enter Mizoram, and if you go that Mizoram side, Champhai area, most of the villages are in the name of our clan only, even now.
I see.
The villages are named after our clan because we have the habit of occupying village in clan ways. You also you have
we
given
also have,
important clan. Likewise, we occupied village. Therefore, villages are named after the clan. In Mar, I belongs to Kobung. And in Mizoram, still there are two Kobung villages.
So there will be a lot of population then, sizable population.
Population might not be many now because migration continue, no? But they are there. No, now also you see many villages are still retaining the same name. For example, you might heard about next to Champhai, there is one district called Khojol district. Khojol is one of the clan of the Mar. So that village that is named after the Mar clan called Khojol. So like that, then if you go to Champhai, just you go there, there is one Jote village where they were performing last Sikpuiroi. Sikpuiroi is winter festival.
So all these you have documented.
Now still there. I think even now YMA is maintaining about those things.
So you'll add all these things in your book.
Whatever is relevant regarding, because these are not per se religious practices, but it has something to do with religion. Because in traditional tribal society, you really cannot differentiate what is religion and what is culture. Culture and religion always go together. And therefore, these are cultural practices, but yet religion kind of attitude, religiosity is also there in that way. So they are there. So similarly, when then we come down, then when we reach now called Tipaimuk, Tipaimuk means that is named after the plain people. Tuivai and Tuirong, meeting point, like in the Indian history, Sangam, no? They call it. Likewise, the meeting point of Tuivai and Tuirong. So, with many other kindred tribes, we come up to this point. So, in 1994, when I was teaching in Manipur University, I was president of youth organization of MAR. So we organized a cultural meet called Unaw Supui Cultural Meet. Unaw Supui means all that people from Tripura, then the Mizoram, Manipur, and in Assam also, not only this NC Hill, we used to have 4 MDC in NC Hill, not Kachar Hill, now the Mahasao.
Yeah.
Then you have in the Dipu area also. So all these people come. So huge crowd gathered that time.
I see, I see. All right. Okay. Try. Yes, dang na. Okay. Boleh semua ni pergi parlok borok boleh pergi ya kan ya ka video ya kan ya ki jeng ya keren ki jongi nak kapor. At this point of time, I am privileged and honored. I think this will be my last time to get a lecture from you, sir. So we have our Professor Vanlal from the Philosophy Department, who is also Dean of Humanities, who is retiring today. And today will be your last day, sir, here. And
Right.
we are very honored to have you as part of our show, to be part of our show. And
Thank you.
most of our viewers have seen many personalities from different backgrounds and walk of life who have shared their journey in their career, their expertise in their field. And we have seen a lot of we have experienced a lot of heard stories, from everybody when it comes to music, when it comes to politics, when it comes to academics. Unfortunately, we haven't had so many, maybe a huge number of academicians that we could learn from, but we are fortunate enough to have you, sir.
Thank you.
And I am curious to know, we will be talking a lot about his journey here in NEHU, but as I just wanted to tell our viewers that he is our teacher. I am a student of this department, philosophy department here in NEHU, and he is also my guide. And I will be missing, his guidance. And though he will be partly involved, yet
Yes, yes.
yeah,
I am
yeah.
still your.
Yes, but actively we will be missing your lectures and all that, sir. I was here since 2012, if I'm not mistaken, and I was there in all of your lectures in class, and you took most of our subjects, philosophy of culture to be specific.
Right.
So and today this is, I think, is one of the, I think it'll be one of the days in your life that will be the most memorable, I
right,
feel.
right.
Because you'll be retiring from a university which you have spent the most of your life.
Right, right.
So how was your first day like, sir, in the university? And even before teaching in the university, I believe you must have had your education here in NEHU itself. So
Yes.
how was your journey, and what did it take you to get into university?
See, thank you, Ferdinand. I am from a village called Patpuimun, and I have a humble beginning. And I have started education. Then I have completed my metric under board, secondary board of Manipur, Chursanpur. Then after that, I went down to study PU. That time it was called PU. I studied from Guru Charan College, Silchar, GC College, Silchar. Then after completion of PU, I have gone back to Imphal. DM College to study about BA. I studied 1 year there, but then ASU problem come. Assam Student Union have lunch strike. So I was advised by the principal. The then principal was Jeroy, and he advised me, you will not be able to appear. This problem will continue because I could speak Bengali.
Oh, I didn't know
So
that.
yeah, I could speak Bengali. So I was given a certificate after appearing first examination of first BA, first year BA. Then I came down here to study BA second year. By then it was only 2 years.
Okay.
PU 2 year, BA 2 year, MA 2 year, like that.
Okay.
Then I approached 8 months. They said start from BA first year. Then I go to Anthony. They said you start from BA first year. But since I told you I have a humble beginning, so I thought that if I could finish BA quickly, that is for my own interest because economically I was not good. So I have gone to Sankardev College. There they admit me in the second year. That is final year, BA. So I attended BA final year from Sankardev College, and I am a product of Sankardev
Oh,
College.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Then after I have cleared my BA, then I have studied MA from Department of Philosophy, Northeastern Hill University. In fact, I never had philosophy in my BA. By those days, it was possible because then I appeared the test, the interview in philosophy. Professor Miri and Sujata Miri, they said, you come and study. That is how I enter into philosophy.
So, I mean, you took philosophy in masters, which means.
Yes, only master. Not only me, my friend Richard also, he don't study. He come from this theological background. Like me, there are other also, not only me. Those days, it was open rather. Because honors was not very, very popular those days. Only few could take it. I was offering English honors, but I wanted to continue as final years, so they did not allow me. So I appeared as pass course, like that. So I completed the master degree here in NEHU. Then when I finished my examination, those days there were only 5 IIT. So then I come across some of our teachers, like Professor Natrananda Mala, was a product of IIT Kanpur.
Okay.
So I have an idea that philosophy is being taught in IIT. That the IIT are premier institution. So I applied. Then I have gone there just after MA examination, before result was declared. I have gone to IIT Kanpur. So then I appear, written test, then interview. So they selected me. Two students were selected. One from Orissa and me. So we were, two of us were selected. Those days, IIT gave that scholarship. No, in 1983. That was July 83. I have gone in June 83. July 83, I joined. So those days, they gave me 1,000 per month. That was a big amount those days.
How much would be equivalent to this money?
I don't know. We eat to our heart content because it was coupon system in IIT. General mess is there. If you want to eat chicken, you can eat. If you want to eat egg or something, extra coupon they gave. With all those things, we can spend around 300, 350 around for 1 month, for eating.
1 month.
So that remaining, so like that. Then after I have completed 2 years, then they increase, because that is called, now you call it senior research, SR,
Yeah.
you call it senior research fellow.
Yes.
So they give me 200 more.
It's 1200.
Yes. Then now we have completed coursework. We have already started doing research. Then teacher said, IIT, those days, professors were very few in India. So those professors in IIT, they were going for selection in many places. So most of the BTech classes, uh, the assistant is to solder. So we are called RA, Research Associate.
Oh,
So they took me as RA along with my research. So they paid me 200 more. So I was getting 1400. Too much those days. It was quite a big money for a person like me who come from the village. So I have enough money. So taking this, whenever we get a holiday, I make a tour to most of the North Indian area
I see.
by using. So like that. So I have finished my PhD in 1986.
Okay, so it took you how many years?
It took me 3.5 years. I think as per the record that time, now I don't know. I was, if not the earliest, the first to complete in such a short period. I was one of the earliest person who completed in 3.5 years.
Wow, that's really impressive. So
Then
how was doing research those days? I mean, was it hard? Was it?
very difficult. In the IIT, you see, when you are admitted, you are to do 2 semester coursework. And the moment you score less than 70%, you are out of the program. And in arts, scoring 70% those days, it was very, very difficult. So we have to really struggle very, very hard. And after 2 semester coursework, then they call it comprehensive examination. No coursework, but you are going to do research. Therefore, they are conducting exam. It is called comprehensive examination. Then you have to clear that. So after clearing comprehensive examination, only you are given green signal to go ahead with your research. Then you started writing synopsis. Okay, that was the procedure. It was a bit hard. It was difficult.
Then how did you get into teaching? Did you get into teaching right after your PhD? Or?
Yeah, as soon as I have completed, I submitted. So I have gone back to Manipur. Then you see, the next month I come back. Then I was given the temporary lecturer post.
Okay.
Then I started teaching
Where's this?
in 86. Yeah.
Okay. No, where is
That
college?
is in Liwa Changming Higher Secondary.
I see. Okay.
Then after some time, after 6 months or so, then Manipur Public Service Commission, they have conducted test for lecturer post for higher secondary. By God's grace, I topped the list in Manipur in philosophy.
Oh wow.
Then they make me choose the institution which I want. I choose the closest and the best institution called Churchan Singh Higher Secondary. That is just near AIR station. It in the heart of city.
How old were you then?
I should be around 26 or so, 27, something like that. Then I was teaching around altogether with that temporary, I was teaching around 5 to 6 years in that. Then they opened department of philosophy in Manipur University because Manipur University only started from 1984. Earlier, it was an extended campus of JNU. So they have started this Manipur University in 1984. They have opened the philosophy department in 1991. So 4 of us were selected. I was one of them. So we started the department. So I was teaching there for 11 years, from 1991 to 2002. So I come down here, NEHU, 2002, 6th May 2002. I come down here, join.
Okay.
So since then, I was here. But then in between, uh, in 2012 around, I have gone to Manipur because I was selected for director to open Indira Gandhi National Tribal University campus in Manipur. So I have gone. So I have started opening about that. So I have started the PG program. So 3-4 PG program I have started. After some year, I have to come back because my lian was just 2 years.
Okay.
And since that university, the headquarters was in Amarkantak, Madhya Pradesh.
Okay.
Because this was created online of this like Banaras Hindu University, Aligarh Muslim University,
okay,
another
okay.
for tribals. Okay, that was created. So the headquarters was located in Amarkantak. So they want me to open about a new campus, a regional campus. I have opened that one. So I have started that. But since that university was started in 2007, and government employee who joined after 2005, central government employee, they are not going to get pension. So I say that if you can give me pension, I will be able to continue. Otherwise, I will not be able to continue here. So they said we'll give, but I wanted in the written, not verbal. And when they discussed, since the university had started only 2007, after pension, GPF, and all these things are over. So they cannot offer me. And plus, so many underground who are demanding. A person like me who is a God-fearing person. I cannot take any corruption. I am not, I don't want any corruption. So I said, I am doing the right thing. I don't have extra. I only take my salary. So I don't have anything to give you. They keep coming. So I get bored. Then Professor Mary and 3 other vice chancellor, central parliament have appointed them to visit that campus. They came. So I have taken them to Tamil, Myanmar. Then they have invested. They were very happy with my work. But I requested them, sir, I have this problem. Please recommend me to go back to NEHU. So I think Professor Mary, being Professor Mary, my guide, and he is a father figure for me. So he allowed me. So then just before the completion of my lian here, I could come back. So I joined back here. Now, that is how my academic journey. Then after that, I started working very seriously under trying to understand about Kashi culture, Garo culture, Jaintia culture, and many. So if you are aware, not less than 15 PhD scholars who work in different area, starting in all Northeast, Naga, Arunachali, then in Assam, so many different community, Jaintia, then the Khasi, even Skim Singh Hongkliam, he was principal of Makarwat College earlier. Now I think he is no more. Right? So like that, even the George Gadiu, who was, I think, principal of Mairang College or something earlier when he was a student of mine. Then you see, many of my students are everywhere. Some of them are now a professor in BHU. Then some of them are in Calcutta, Bharatiya University, and all. In that way, God really blessed me because my students are spreading everywhere. And being a teacher, it's very enjoyable whenever you go. For example, when you go there also, there are people in police costume who will say, "Sir, how are you?" So it's very enjoyable teaching
So,
profession.
but did you
And now
ever?
you see, like you, a news person, who can do this thing, right?
So, but did you ever plan that, having or being a teacher is all that you wanted when you were young, or is it, or just by accident?
No, no,
Something?
no, no. In fact, yeah, by God's grace, you see, after joining GC College Silcha
Sucha.
and studying in Shillong. Those days, you see, they were a good institution. So I was fortunate to study in good institution. And apart from this, I was a product of IIT Kanpur. So those days in IIT Kanpur also, so many are there who are aspiring about IAS. Easily I could have met it. And but then this teaching is by choice, not by accident. I chose it. I want to be a teacher. Not only teacher, along with teacher, I want to be a preacher. And now I am preaching almost every Sunday. As I am Presbytery Chairman of Evangelical Free Church of India, Meghalaya Presbytery. I am local chairman of local committee of modern reading EFCI. We have around 1,000 church members, like that. So along with my teaching, I am interested to preach because I am a religious, mindful person. God has given me, I want to do service to God. That is my thing. So it's not by accident, by choice, I am becoming a teacher.
I still remember there was once that is something that I will never forget when it was your class, and we had a classroom there where when you entered the class, so it was all dark. I think it was raining, and then um, I think you put on the lights. And then some of us said, "Oh, why do we have to put on the lights, during daytime?" And then you said, "We are children of the light."
Yes.
So let there be light. And I still remember those words. And I mean, it kind of really motivated me of seeing things from a brighter perspective, so to say. But so I just wanted to know, in all these years that you've been in the academics, whether it's Meghalaya, whether it's Manipur, how, or even Kanpur for that matter, how has the education system changed, sir, over the years?
See, education system, we've been following uh, the British pattern of education for quite a long time. And in India, with our economic background and our social background, that kind of education system, to me, was much, much better. We were very successful. Although we say that we are still developing country. But I think if you look about the whole society of India, then you see there are people who are very advanced and there are people who are very, very backward still. And therefore, that kind of education system, which has been introduced by British, that was quite good for quite some time. So I think that has been the practice in India. And of course, I was completely educated in that pattern. So I think I was happy with that. But of course, you cannot remain stagnated. You have to make it changes. And education also, with the changing perspective of things, in science, in all fields of, in all works of life, If changes have taken place, change is to take. So that is true. But you see, the most new one, that national education policy, and it is also known as new education policy. This, the policy as such, to me, it's not a bad policy. But we are, to the best of my understanding, we are just adopting in blind. We are not very clear about what is. So we are blindly adopted the Western education system. And I think it is not, as for me, it is not suitable in Indian scene as it is. But we could start something, for example, a skill education, all these things, because we have to develop skill in many aspects. In this kind of thing, we should start not all at once, but we should begin bit by bit. Once we are completely adopting the system, it would have been good. Otherwise, the policy is not a bad policy, but the way we start, to me, this is my personal opinion, we are not starting in the right perspective. That is in India, not only in Meghalaya, in India. Even in Meghalaya, if I am asked, I will still say the same thing.
The fact that you come from a very challenging family background, and you are here today, retiring from this office as Dean of Humanities here in NEHU and as a professor. Um, what does it take for somebody like you, and for many of us out there who are watching this video, who who doesn't come from a financially stable background, but to reach this position as you have, what does it take for someone to to be to achieve such you know uh, achievements in life?
Yes. Therefore, I think I have two projects. One project is writing about traditional religion, which has been abandoned, left by my people way back in 1930. So no one practice. We are 10% Christian. That I'll not repeat that one. And another project is I am trying to write about my autobiography, because you see, as you rightly pointed out, I had started in a very humble family background. And I often say it, even in student, whenever I deliver lecture in student association, all these things, in youth gathering. See, for example, other traits like business, if you have establishment with other, then you can do it. For example, if you belong to the Rajasthani people, there are a lot of Rajasthani, Marwaris, we call them. Because sitting here, they call it phone, immediately everything will be sent. And if you and me, we are to do about business, you have to go, how much you have to spend.
Right.
So the same material which they can sell by 30 rupees, you will have to sell by 50 because it can't. So that too with lot of difficulty. So that is just an example. So other trade you can, but education. You see, if you are working hard, because uh, there is no saying that you are poor, you cannot be educated. You are not handsome, you cannot be educated. No, if you work hard. So I often say that, you see, education is the only means in which we can compete others. Okay. And you see, in reading, for example, many people thought that even if I read less, I do understand. Might be possible. But then, if you really want to be a good educationist, and if you want really to succeed in life, there is no shortcut route. You have to read. And since this reading is the only means, so you have to read. So you have to have uh, the art to do things for your favor. Then only. So you cannot run away from hard work. So that is. So, okay, hardship in everyone's life will come. Either you're rich or you're poor. If you're poor, your hardship will be more. But then, you always can overcome all those things. So, I think, therefore, I want to write my autobiography, how I overcome difficulty. There was a time when I was in MA class, I had to go to Bhutan for petty business. I bring something, sell here. Then I earn my 1 month, 2 month living. Fair business. I brought something, sell in the Barbazar market. So there are many Kong who are doing those days. So that is how we are. Now also you see, still the roads are open for everyone, so far as education is concerned. But there is no shortcut to hard work. You have to do hard work.
So, since you are specialized, if I may say, in the philosophy of culture, and you have, I think you have explored like the length and breadth of every culture here in the Northeast.
Right.
And what do you see, and how do you see, the different culture here in Northeast? In particular, the cultures, let's say in Meghalaya, that you've spent most of your time here. So, how different is our, hilly culture, so to say, maybe Meghalaya and the other states also, and how important it is for us to actually conserve a culture, conserve a tradition, and whatever that we have as a culture, that it is important, because as modernity kicks in, as so many concepts and things that this modern version of thinking, so to say, have bombarded us with so many things when it comes to music, to food, fashion, and all that. How important is it for us to actually conserve and to make it sustainable in a way in our society, sir?
No, just to say it in one sentence, culture is preservation of our identity. And if we completely abandon our culture, we are no more belonging to this. Okay? Therefore, preserving our culture is important. And at the same time, you see, preserving in its original might not be necessary, because there are things which in traditional time, said in 19th century, it was very relevant. But in modern time, those things are not relevant. And in this modern language, outdated. There are many practices of this nature in culture. So when I say preserving about our culture, I am not saying that you preserve in toto, but there should be room for modification about culture. I'll tell you one example. In my culture, you see, if the child of my sister died, for example, and those people who come to condole us, we offer rice beer. So, rice beer. So, now after becoming Christian, distributing about rice beer will not be appropriate in Christian life. Okay? So, we are retaining about the concept. We call it puju. Ju means beer, liquor. We call it puju. We still retain the concept puju, but instead of rice beer, we serve tea. Okay. In that way, what I said is, you see, our cultural practices, the concept, the notion, many of them are to be retained. But modification rooms should be provided. Okay, that is just one example. Similarly, so many which are not today, if they were practiced in its original form might not be applicable because society is also undergoing changes.
Right.
So these kind of happening in culture is happen to everyone, be it Jaintia, be it Garo, be it Kasi, be it any other community.
Yes.
So this is what. But then you are not completely to abandon your culture. Okay, you are to be, because that is what you are. So that you are to retain. The
So-
crux of the issue.
So how can someone, or or maybe how can academicians contribute to conservation of culture, sir?
Yeah, academician really can contribute in many ways, because you see, first you have to understand about the concept meaning of the practices, and its relevance in the society. So many of the things that we are doing, we don't know. We are saying, oh, other also are doing. But the duty of academician is to make them understand why these practices are there, and whether these practices are still relevant, valid for today or not. So to make awareness, this is the duty of academician. Once people are aware what they are doing is still relevant, they will do. And once they understand it is no more relevant, they will abandon. You don't have to tell them to leave it. Okay? Or, if not abandon, at least some modification, as I said, that is needed. So that is what the major role that academician can contribute, to make them understand what are they doing. This is what.
So in terms of change that you must have seen in your lifetime,
Yes.
when it comes to culture, how much have we changed in the way that in the way that we look at things, in our perspective of things, and all that, and also, let's say, the coming of modernity, the coming of technology, and especially now in the digital age and space here. I mean, how much has the culture or the local culture here has been impacted by such concepts, or some, I mean, so to say, alien concepts that comes from outside?
Yeah, because you see, uh, you cannot run away from changes, because the world is changing. And you see now scientific development is also very fast. Okay. So changes are bound to come in one's life, and it comes. But then the best thing is that before we accept changes, we are to understand, if we are to make changes, what will be the consequences. Therefore, in philosophical term, they say engineering about the would-be consequences, calculating about the would-be consequences. So if we try to understand the root of this thing and what could be the possible consequences of this thing, then after understanding this, and if we accept changes, then we will not throw our system for just for a change. We will make it change according to the need of the society.
Requirement, yes.
That is important,
I see.
because change, for example, now if you ask, for example, Kasi young people, you just wear everywhere ginseng, will they do that? They will not do. Okay. But then this Western tradition or Punjabi tradition, kurti and all, these are acceptable. These are changed. But then this does not take away your identity. Okay. You are still a Kasi, you are still a giant. But then with retaining about your identity, your culture, these are to be incorporated, not to sweep away your culture. This is important. That is what education can contribute.
Right.
You are not doing blindly.
Right. So, if we talk about the university as a whole, NEHU, and your experience here, I mean, what are the major changes that you've seen and witnessed in your lifespan?
Yes, in NEHU itself, lot of changes are there. Uh, well, see, when I was a student, uh, even in one class, we are around 10, 12, like that, those days, in one MA class.
Oh,
But yes,
okay.
then uh, not more than 20. 30 to very rare in any department.
Okay,
So those days.
I see. And yeah, and you did your masters in Bijni.
Yeah, business.
Okay.
This suddenly come up. I was a member of volunteer when Gyanesh Jal Singh inaugurated this campus. That
The
time
then
I was
president.
MA final. I was in MA final. I
Okay.
was a volunteer to distribute cold drink.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It was thick jungle those
Okay.
days. Those days, very few students were there. We were there only in business complex.
I see. I see.
So that was, if I'm not mistaken, it was in 1982, like that. So then you see now number of MA students huge. In philosophy alone, if we are to admit around 60, now our strength is 60. We have around 200 applicants. Very difficult to make selection. And in English, for example, they are to admit around 50 plus, around 60. They are having some 700 students. Very difficult.
Applicants.
So a lot of changes have taken place. And of course, the quality of education, to me, as I say, that this all British patron as of now, that is still better. In a sense, instead of having this kind of education system now we are having, because now education, one chapter you study,
Right.
then you appear, then after you finish one chapter, you abandon. In our time, the whole book you study, at the end you appear. So you have some knowledge, you are retaining. Now, once you are not going to come back to this, you have the habit of leaving quickly. So memory was short-lived. You get a very good mark. In our time, we get a little mark, but knowledge we retain very long. Okay? So that kind of changes had taken place. So I think this is one of the changes that has taken place in education system from my time to this time. And plus, students are not very serious. Now, teacher, sometime we have to go and call student, come, come. In our time, when the teacher is entering, before teacher enter, we run. So the differences are there. Differences are there.
So, what were the most memorable days or events that you can recollect here in the campus?
As a teacher or as
Yeah,
a
as a teacher or as a student.
no, when I joined way back in 2002, so in my lecture, I think till your class, then student they are come running, not to miss my class
Yes.
till your time. But after 2015, things students are a bit very very lethargic. So they are just shying away from responsibility. So that is what I observe. So I enjoy when students are listening you very carefully.
Right.
So you could see them whether they listen, whether they understand what you said. So teacher always read the mind of the student through their look. So if you, when I deliver a lecture, whether students are with me or not, I know.
Yes.
So those days, when students are completely with me, listening what I say, then you also have the interest to prepare more, read more book, prepare, give more new information, new understanding. When people are not listening you, then you are also ignoring. So I think now students have to revive their position, irrespective of the education system. So they have to give their mind. And therefore, you see, in Meghalaya also, how many years you don't have any IAS officer?
Right, right, right.
So these are the products. Although we might be saying that no, things are still good, but things are not good. Because the end result, your product should be sellable.
True.
They should be employable. That is important. So I think now the employability is becoming lesser and lesser. So this aspect is to be looked seriously. Any people who are engaged in education, they have to look this aspect very seriously. Otherwise, we will have a lot of educated person who are not employable.
Well, when we talk about employment, and also let's just say the educational system here in Meghalaya, how do you see it, sir, as a professor of the university? You know, we have so many things that that is going on in the education system at a state level here in Meghalaya. So how do you see, you are in touch with colleges, different colleges here,
Yes.
and institution, and you must have had all the information regarding the progress of each colleges and all that. How do you see the education system here in Meghalaya, sir?
Meghalaya, to be very frank, it is very good institutions are there right from the beginning. Even when it was under Gauhati University, you have a premier institute like St. Edmund, Anthony, Ledekin, now St. Mary. Huh? These are one of the good colleges in Meghalaya. They are still good in a way, but you see, the problem, this thing is with the present kind of situation is that now education will be good only if it is intercultural institution. One cultural institution will not be good because competition between culture, different cultural competition is real competition. For example, if a student is educated in the village, he might be first boy, first girl in the village. When it comes to Shillong, he or
Yes,
she will
yes.
stand nowhere.
Yeah, right.
Similarly, if you don't have intercultural institution here, when you go to Delhi, you will be like a village boy or girl coming to Shillong, you will be going to Delhi. That is how here also we have to have a mixed cultural education.
System.
So we should admit more outsider also. Balance, not outsider necessarily, but then from different communities. Then only it is a real competition.
Because back
That
in
is lacking now.
yeah, back in the days, we heard that Shillong is the educational hub
Hub,
of
yes.
Northeast.
Even now it is. Even now, because you see, Shillong, there are many good things in Shillong. One is that the weather condition is conducive to reading, education. Because if you go to Guwahati, you don't feel like reading. You're sweating, and so many mosquitoes. But here, you see, now at peak of summer, I am putting coat.
Right, right, right.
And whether it's, if you are serious, you can read throughout the day.
True.
And no mosquito. Right? It's not a joke.
Yeah, yeah.
Because all those things. So there are, then institutions are good.
Right.
The only thing is that the teacher also should give more. In selection of teacher, we should be very serious. Then we should select the best. Then only. Then in admission also, we should admit the best. Of course, reservations are there because if we just say best, then you may, where will we stand? No.
Sure.
But then, apart from our quota, some things are there. But of course, there are many people who are much ahead than the general people, okay, among us also, like that. But then what I want to say is that education will be intercultural hub. That is what I want to say.
So, sir, as a teacher, as a professor at university, what is the most satisfying thing in your life? I mean,
Yes.
now it's the last day.
Yeah.
So, what is that satisfaction that you've
See,
seen?
in a teacher life, the most satisfying thing is that when your student surpass you. Okay. So now at least I am happy that many of my students are well ahead of me. For example, there are people who are a professor in BHU. Okay. There are people who are uh, associate professor in Calcutta. And even in my department, Dr. Uttam Sharma is my student.
I see.
So likewise. So in a teacher life, when your student can surpass you, that is, even if it is not surpassed, at least if they have come to that level. So among my product, most of my students were employed, becoming principal, professor, associate. So I'm happy. That is the satisfying teacher. That is what I
Right.
derive pleasure in teaching.
So I think we are here both in two different generations. I mean, from the looks to the dress code here, and I think I would like to know or get some advice, at least from where you sit right now. You are retiring, and I'm at the peak of my, say, my career. What would you advise a young person like me or any other out there who are still in their studies, who are still, thriving forward for good education and a, promising career?
See, I often say management of time is the most important. Okay, we should know how to manage time. We have 24 hours a day. And I think for sleeping, how many hour you need? Around 6 hours. Huh? Minimum 6 hours you need sleep. Then how many remain? Minus by 24 hours.
So another 18.
18. And for daily need, for example, eating, going to bathroom and all, you deduct another 14. Okay? Then you still have four hour. Then you still have 14. Then 14 hour, for example, you give time to at least 2 hour to some attending family because you are not alone in the world. At least 2 hour for family. You are having 12 hours. So 12 hour you should devote for creative working. Might be you're reading, might be along with reading, you are to do something like you are doing this to support your family. For example, you are doing news journalism. Okay. Similarly, but then taking all these things, 12 hours, you should creatively devote this time. Then, if you spend time like this, then you will definitely become successful in whatever you do. But we tribal, we notice people, we have the habit of gossiping and all. That is not good. Gossip, we should do limited things. Only, as I said, 2 hours for social life, family life. You give time to your family. You give, okay, talking to them. Apart from that, you have to give time. So you need to manage time because doctors are saying, you see, importance of diet. And we educationists should emphasize importance of time management to be successful. That is what. So if you know how to manage time, then you can do many things.
So speaking of being tribals here, I mean, you must have seen the competition out there. Even in IIT Kanpur, and you've traveled the length and breadth of the country. You must have seen and interact with students from different community and backgrounds, and you have also taught students from cross
Culture.
culture. Where do we stand as tribal people, a tribal community, when it comes to education in the country?
No, in terms of education, we if provided equal opportunity, we are not behind. So that time I did not mention when we appear in IIT entrance. Many people come from all over India. Two of us selected, and I was higher than the other one.
Oh,
So then I finished in 3.5 years.
yeah.
And that who study with me, I finished in 86. He finished in 89. So see, so tribal mind, you cannot say. So by we are not given the equal opportunity. If we are given equal opportunity, then we are not behind. So we cannot be looked down by anyone. Our brains are as good as, because this is given to us by God. They are not created by another thing, another being. They are also created. So God is not giving us lesser understanding. We understand. Only thing is that we are to be provided equal opportunity. So we have to create that. And that is the duty of society, that is the duty of the government. And managing time is the duty of individual.
So just one more thing, since lately we've heard this this saying that NEHU being a central government, I mean a central university, with the introduction of Kuwait exams and entrance exams like that, may bar or may reduce the number of tribal students in a university like this one. What is your take on this, sir?
No CUET exam, uh, I don't think tribal student uh, will not be able to make it. But they can make it. But the only thing is that last year, so many of our students, when they applied, fill up center here in Shillong, they were given in remote corner in Assam. How can the student go? Because we are not economically very sound, all of us. Some might be sound, but not all students are sound. How can they afford to go?
Sure.
You see, as I said, then they should be provided more center for Kyoto Center, CUET Center. Then you see, if facility are extended to them, as I said, they also will be able to make it.
This equal
So if
opportunity.
they make it properly, and this is more advantageous, because applying this score, CUET score, you can apply it any university anywhere. Earlier, if you are to admit in Delhi, somebody will have to help you. Now, you see, by submitting your CUET mark, according to you. Well, of course, not all tribal students will be able to compete in that. And therefore, reservation is there. Here also 50-50 reservation. And now also, this year in NEHU also, you see earlier, educationally backward class
Yeah.
area also, that was issued by BDO. Now we are demanding by village.
I see.
So this year in this, because you see they might be covered by that BDO area or the village, but they might not live. They are living, so they will be taking away the chance of the really needed reservation by living in city like Shillong. So then who is doing? In that way, you see, with understanding, room to accommodate both slightly privileged people, and slightly backward people also can be both accommodated.
So, I think I just want to end with this one. We've took quite some time
Okay.
to interview, but I just wanted to hear it from you. Since now the career option for the student, I mean for the young people, are numerous. They have a lot of options. They have a lot of things to do or to choose, and education. It seems that not all of them are going for education for to pursue higher education, except if it is for engineering or medical and all that. How important according to you for students to actually consider education as as a career in today's time, and how it's important to actually, like you mentioned earlier, to actually see it as a career that can contribute towards one conservation of our culture, or maybe as an academician to be to contribute in ways that no other careers could.
See, in the first place, parents always try to impose on their children. For example, they wanted their children should be studying science. They should become doctor, they should become engineer. So in the process, many parents spoil the career of their children. So career as such, every career is okay, provided you outside. So, to me, the best thing is that try to understand about the talent, the interest of the child, allow that child to pursue what he or she wants. Then he will become success. I have many examples if that, but let me not give you example now. But then many parents, because of their imposition of their children, they spoil the care of their children. Therefore, to begin with, don't impose. Now, you see, when the student person, choose his or her own career according to her own capacity, her own interests. So she can be there. Might be just some profession, skill profession. So not that all of us can become IAS, not that all of us will become big officer, not all of us will be professor or teacher. So you see, what is important is with what you are doing, you should earn your living. With what you're doing, you should enjoy. Okay? That is important. For that, I think student is to be given freedom, but guided freedom. Okay. What is the capacity? What is the interest of the student? Is to be studied and try to understand by both the parent and the teacher. Okay. And teacher also, the parent also should open. So what my child, if my child study, what he or she will be good. Huh? And parents should also be in touch with teacher about the capacity, the talent of the child. Then they can make it. So imposition is, I think, it's not good. This. So if you want me to say it in one sentence, give them freedom, guided freedom, guide them according to their interest, not according to your choice, according to the choice of and interest and talent of the child. I think this new education, one good thing, if we completely understand about new education policy, is that one good thing is that even in the first itself, there is exit.
Right,
And
right,
many
right,
skilled courses are now
Yes,
introduced.
Yeah.
So, many avenue for employment. Employment not
Opportunities.
necessarily mean government employment or the,
Yeah.
it includes about self-employment
True.
where you can produce. That kind of facility is there. So I think this is open up with new education policy. This is what good aspect, provided we understand properly about new education policy and we adopt it in the right spirit. Okay. In the beginning, I said we are hurriedly doing, so we should understand and adopt. And it is not a bad policy, I say. I am still retaining. It's a good policy, but with understanding. So you have an exit point in the first year, exit point in the second year, and after exit, you can come back also. There is a space.
True.
So these are the good aspects.
Just giving the students liberty of
Liberty.
choosing things.
So that is good aspect of this new education policy.
Okay.
But we need to understand. Understanding is important.
And then the execution, implementation will also be easier for everyone.
Yeah.
So let's just end with this. Now that this is your last day, and you have many of us who are still in the university, as students, as colleagues, and everyone. What is your best advice for everyone, or your last advice for everyone before you leave?
No, you see, I always try to be a good human. I think that is how I think many of my colleagues, I think most probably including you, you love me. So I always try to be truthful, true to the point. So I think we are all human beings. We have our own limitation. And yet, don't try to tell a lie. Don't try to do wrong. Try to do the right thing. Don't hate anyone. Try to do good to others. I think then only the world we are living will be a world in which all of us are living happily. I wish all my friend, colleague, to live a peaceful, happy life. And that is the only way. And to conclude, I think this kind of life will be provided if you have God who is Almighty. And I am a believer of God. I am a church elder. I always read Bible, and try to understand and try to do, not only understand, to do what God's words are telling me to do. I think that is what. So that is what I can advise to my friend. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
And I am privileged and honored that on the last day of my teacher's service, I could sit here and then get to know his story and get to learn for the very last time. I think most of my classmates and batchmates would envy me for having this conversation with you. But I am happy also that we could share this through this platform, that many of you can get to know Sir as a person, and also what he has to say to each and every one of us. And I must say that teaching career is one of the most satisfying career of all. I have my wife is a teacher, so I could relate, though I'm not a teacher myself.
No.
Yet myself involving in the academics still today, I see it as a field that I could learn so many things. And I always tell people, especially the younger ones, that you don't stop learning. It could be through academics, it could be through your life and your experience and through your work and all that you do, but never stop learning. And I feel like, so as a teacher, as a student, and everyone who loves education and who loves to learn things, I think that is the motive and the ambition, that we shouldn't stop learning and we continue to learn in our lives. So thank you, sir, and
thank you
I wish for happy retirement, and may the service for the Lord that you have put in front of you in the years to come will be fruitful, and also for people to be blessed by your service, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And for our viewers there, this is our show, Shillong Talk of the Town. If you're new to this channel, you can consider to follow us in different media platforms that we are in. And one is that we have our YouTube channel on YouTube called Shillong Talk of the Town. We also have another channel which we call Shillong clips, where we put in these short clips of every interview, of each interview, of a longer interview like this. We keep short clips in this channel, which is called Shillong clips. So you can also subscribe to these channels so that you'll not miss any of our conversation that we have that we have put in those small forms interviews there. So my name is Ferdinand, aka Code Freeman, and saying thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much, sir, once again. This is Code Freeman. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, stop. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your time, sir.